Audrey, I want to read something to you first. This comes from the 45 goals that the U.S. Communist Party wanted to put into implementation in America. It was read into the Congressional Record in 1963. Demoralization is the first step for Marxism. If you want to govern a people that won't push back, erode traditional morality. And 24 says, eliminate all laws governing obscenity by calling them censorship and a violation of free speech and free press. 25 says, break down cultural standards of morality by promoting pornography and obscenity in books, magazines, motion pictures, radio, and TV, such as what you find also taking place in our schools today. Present homosexuality, degeneracy, and promiscuity as, quote, normal, natural, and healthy. Tell me how Alfred Kinsey brought us, in the long march of the institutions, in a sense, how he has helped to change our sexual morality, to embrace these things that the communists wanted to put into our society.
First, let me take you back to the Old Testament. How do you shift a Judeo-Christian nation away from God? How were the Israelites led away from God? It was usually sexual immorality. So how do you lead Americans away from God? It is sexual immorality. This was a well thought out plan. And where are you going to aim the attack? Well, the first thing is you've got to aim it at the institution of marriage, because that's the foundation of the family. The second thing you have to do is you have to aim it at our men, because they are the head of the family. So hence, Kinsey's science was used to legalize pornography in America in the 1950s. Hugh Hefner was actually one of Kinsey's. Actually, I have an audio of Hugh Hefner saying that when Kinsey went into the institution, he went into the legal arena. He testified all over the world, saying how there needed to be legal reform because all these old antiquated laws that were based on the Bible were incorrect because we were much more sexual than we were leading on. So we need these new laws to come in. And so he testified all over, and he also lectured in the universities. So Hugh Hefner said Kinsey was the researcher and I was the pamphleteer. So Hugh Hefner went into, pornography was brought into Joe College, who were the future leaders in America. And what do we see today? But a majority of, I was just on a conversation with someone who argues cases at the Supreme Court last week, and he said most of our leaders in politics have been compromised morally because of sexual immorality. My own U.S. congressman had to step down, and he was the good guy. He was one of the good guys. So he was compromised. And so, again, this has been a well thought out plan. The American Law Institute was founded in 1923. They targeted 52 Bible-based laws that once protected marriage, women, and children. One by one, they've ticked them away, and they've pretty much eliminated all of them. So, and of course we have media and the Hollywood who have been promoting this new sexual immorality. Now, I have stopped watching American television about 3 years ago. I said enough, I can't do it anymore. Because it's indoctrination. They're trying to make if we see it over and over again, if we laugh at it, it becomes normal. So the abnormal perverse is becoming the new normal. And then the other attacks, so we have the marriage, we have the men, and then the third is the children. We have to raise up a generation in sexual perversion. We have to indoctrinate them into sexual perversion. And it's interesting, in one of the sex education series from the Time of Your Life series, they quoted in there, and this was in the 1960s, but they were telling children back then, but by the year 2000, there'll be no more organized religion, and fathers will no longer have a place in the home. Now, why would they say that? That there are so many bold things they said, and we have it in writing of what they said. They laid out their plan, but they did it behind most of Americans' backs. So it's just a few perverse, but now it has overtaken most of our legislators. So thank you, Bob Hall, so much for what you stand for.